a rabbit hole.
It's not our rabbit hole. It's welcome back to the rabbit hole. We don't share this hole or any kind of hole. Anyways, it's been a while. We got our own holes. Yeah, we got our own rabbit hole. Yeah. Anyways, it's April.
Which means?
It's the best month of the year. Which means...
Bicycle Day, man!
Bicycle Day! Okay, the first video we ever did was a recap of Bicycle Day, right?
That's
right?
Right.
Right? And that was the second year we had gone to Bicycle Day. This year, we're going for a third year in a row, Bicycle Day with Alex Gray. This year, Shpongle's gonna be there.
Oh, dude, I can't believe that.
Shpongle! Let's take a step back. Bicycle Day, for those of you who don't know. See, when I was in junior college at Los Medanos, our teacher was very into bicycling. And if I said that right. And for our graphic design class, we had to make little posters to hang around the campus for Bicycle Day with little bicycles on them. And yeah, Bicycle Day! And I thought we were just celebrating a day that had something to do with bicycles. So I'm just like, cool, man, here's a bicycle. Get me out of here. Come to find out we just wanted to go see Alex Gray paint live, and it was a Bicycle Day show. I mean, we found this out later through podcasts anyways. But come to find out later, Bicycle Day is the celebration more so of the discovery of LSD.
Right.
Or at least
I think it's when he first intentionally took it.
Right. We just thought we'd do a little smoke session just talking about the upcoming Bicycle Day and talking about LSD in general. Let me point out, this is all for entertainment purposes. Nothing we're saying is true. We're just playing a fun little acting game right now. Why do you think it is important to take LSD or whichever question you prefer, what do you think LSD has done for you, positively or negatively?
Honestly, I think what I'm noticing now, that made me stretch for some reason.
Good. It woke you up. Boom.
That one, fuck, man, if I'm just being honest, there was a time where I was just tripping and I went for a walk somewhere and just stared at a mountain, and I was just thinking how fucking beautiful everything is despite how crazy my thoughts could be at times. And I just realized in that moment things are just there to be perceived. So I feel like psychedelics more than anything just kind of help me perceive things certain ways. And like some days I look at it like, man, I've never been better. And then other days I'm like, fuck, that's hard as fuck to relate to people. So, and I'm just,
that's for sure.
Just to be honest with, like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like sometimes I'm just like, fuck, dude. Sometimes I wish I never did take them. But at the same time, I'm like, fuck, I'm so glad I'm not like how I was before.
I'm glad that you're being honest. Because I agree, they definitely make it harder to relate to people. And sometimes I wish that wasn't the case. But I also find that it makes me relate to people that I would like to be more like.
Why do you think that it makes it harder to relate to people?
I think that anytime someone has an experience that most people haven't had, it makes them harder to relate. So I think that if someone is robbed at gunpoint, or if they have a close family member die, or like let's say like they have a sibling, like they lose a sibling at a young age or something traumatic happens like that, I feel like it's harder for them to relate. By the way, I don't know why I used any of those examples. I'm just throwing shit out. It makes them harder to relate to everyone else growing up because everyone else is like, what? I was just watching cartoons and shit was all good. And I think the psychedelics, when you are, especially if you've taken them by yourself, I mean, you can get a lot out of them from taking them with other people, but I feel like you're more likely to get stuff out of them by yourself. And for me, taking them by myself, it's like you kind of go through things and thoughts and experiences that you would have never gone through otherwise. Yeah. And it changes your perspective for life. And then I seem to relate less to people who haven't also experienced that. But like kind of answering my own question, I started asking you, like, I think that they're beneficial to continue using even though they make it harder to relate to people. And sometimes they make life harder in general. It feels like, I feel like they make me harder on myself, and that makes me better somehow. It helps me to become better or grow as a person.
Yeah.
So even if the experiences aren't easy to go through, I still feel like they make me better afterwards. Ah, my voice cracked. They make me better afterwards, so I still try to incorporate them, even if it's not like the funnest thing. It's not like, yeah, I'm gonna get pizza and drink a beer and it's gonna be a good time. It's more like, this is gonna be a rough night, but I know afterwards I'll probably be better than I was yesterday.
I think that's what, bring it back to bicycle day. But I think that's why bicycle day is the shit, because it's almost like, you see a few people that can't handle their shit, but they're still cool. But for the most part, it looks like it's a lot of people that figured out what's fucking with them, so that way they can have a good time. Yeah. So they can trip and I want to be like that. I want to relate that to real life. Like, I wish I could. I want to figure out my thoughts. So
that way you can,
so that way you can come at life with that happy approach. You'll never have it figured out, but it's like, it's cool when you go to bicycle day and you see people tripping and they have themselves figured out to a point enough where they're not freaking out.
Yes.
And I want to be able to do that to an extent with reality, like the real world, where it's like you can go out and not freak out, just have yourself understood enough.
I think psychedelics do help people do that. Yeah. At least I like to think so.
It's weird, dude. Like, acid will make me do weird shit. Like, it's weird because you won't even notice it. At least I don't notice it. But then I'll be like, man, I'm fucking tripping. Let's go for a walk. I don't want to go for a walk. That's hella weird. I'm like, why is it weird? The next thing you know, I'm like, fuck, I just feel weird walking. And I'm like, why? I have a car. So what? You can still walk. And I'm like, dude,
still nice to walk.
But is this like shit I think about my subconscious and why I just don't do it? Like, I'm already came to this conclusion and it's back there, and now I just don't do it. Subconscious restrictions.
Reality with the volume turned up.
So then you're you can't see me, I'll see if I can. But I'm like tripping, I'm like going too fast, stiff, no, loosen up, stiff. And I'm like walking down the street, like, how do I blend in? I gotta go back. No,
you can't blend in if you're walking around on psychedelics. You just don't. Yeah, like there's something normal about you. Yeah,
the park is great.
You're probably like glowing. People can like just see you radiating. Like,
and your pupils
this guy, like, what the fuck?
Pupils are dilated. I'm like, cool dog, man.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
It's a cat, but thanks. I'm realizing too, the more I take psychedelics, the more I gotta like get like more into writing and shit. Because it's weird how much like, I don't know if this is just some bullshit, but this is like, I'm noticing like, where I feels like a lot of thoughts just get trapped in your fucking head unless you take them out. Like, I've noticed, like, if I say something to somebody, I don't really have that thought as much anymore.
But if I just keep from it.
Yeah, but when I keep it in my head, it's just fucking NASCAR, and it's like...
I think it's the same way if I have a song stuck in my head, I can, like, listen to it and then move the fuck on.
Right.
But I felt like writing helped me a lot, too, during a period. Like, I don't really write often anymore. Right. I mean, I do like game plan shit, but like I used to just write like journal entries for like a good year or two, and it really did help to just like get all that bullshit out on paper, and I'm like, I need to burn those things. Fuck.
Well, writing reminds me of like psychedelics, where I don't like writing because sometimes I don't want to know how I'm feeling. Sometimes, depending.
You'll be real on there, yeah.
Yeah, because you just start, which sounds fucked up, but it's like when you trip, you really, you're like, oh my god, I'm feeling this way, or whether it's good or bad or whatever. But sometimes you're writing and you're like I'll just, I don't know what it's called, but I'll just start writing random shit, and then you read back at it and you're like, whoa, that's in my head.
Yeah.
Oh shit, man.
Writing's powerful.
It's weird, but
art is powerful.
I don't want to know, but yeah, well, that's what like you see some crazy. I wish I remember what it's called, but there's like this cool painting of like a Grim Reaper, and it was like holding a body, and the body was like decomposed, like not nasty, it was like a skeleton.
Where was this?
At Bicycle Day last year.
Oh no shit.
And then there was like these weird like almost like triangle, like these lines outlining things, and then in between each one was like different like realities, like it was like heaven, hell, earth, and it was like, and then in the center was like death, but then like in the center of the Grim Reaper there was like a harsh, it was like this trip, like I don't know how to describe it, but it all made sense in that moment where I was like, I remember you were blasted, you walked by like, that's scary.
Dude, there was so much good ones. This year, somehow, we were blessed. We were blessed by the gods above, and we have Shpongle coming with Mick Howe, Charles the First, Goop Steppa, the Floozies, I haven't heard of any other painters except for Alex and Allison Gray, I'll be honest. I want to do a better job of when I take a picture of a painting or something to also take a picture of the name next to it of who did it, because later on I want to look up their work and I can't.
Or give a shout out.
Yeah, it is such an amazing place. If all goes as planned, we are going to be putting this up on Bicycle Day. So if that is the plan, and we get it up early enough, happy Bicycle Day. And if we get this up early enough, and somehow you're near San Francisco, come see Alex Grey and Shpongle. The Midway? Is it at the Midway?
I think so, yeah.
The Midway, San Francisco, April 19th,
We will not be there, though.
We will definitely not be there. Don't look for us. But you should go because it's a
sure.
hell of a time, man!